Hi everyone, Emily Teacher here, and today we're reading How Water Lilies Began. This is a folk tale from Wales, a small country west of England. The story tells how water lilies first began growing in the lake in the Welsh mountains. It was all because of Hugh, a farmer's son who loved playing the harp. He never went to school. He lived with his mother in a humble cottage by the side of a mountain. Every morning he drove his mother's black and white cows up the mountain, where and there they spent the day in a meadow by the side of the lake. So this is another folk tale, right? A story that's been passed down through just words speaking to each other for many, many years about how water lilies may have begun. So here we have our main character, Hugh. So let's find out what happens with Hugh and his cows to make water lilies begin. One day, as he watched over the herd, Hugh took out his harp and played a few chords. To his great astonishment, 6 silver cows rose out from the lake's water. They seemed to be drawn by the harp's music, or they were following, right, the harp's music to Hugh. Their silver coats gleamed in the sunlight as they gathered around Hugh, listening to him play. The silver cows stayed with the herd all day, the herd being the rest of the cows. In the evening, they followed the rest of the cows down the mountain to the farm. Hugh's mother felt very fortunate to have such fine new cows. She boasted to her neighbors that the silver cows gave twice as much milk as the black and white ones. And she added happily, the milk of the silver cows was of exceptional quality. So the silver cows, right? They gave more milk, and their milk was much better quality. It was very, very nice milk. So it must have been costing much more, maybe, than the regular cow's milk. All went well until one of the silver cows stopped giving milk. After waiting a few days, Hugh's mother went to the butcher to tell him to come the next day to take the cow away. Hugh pleaded with his mother to spare the animal, but she would not relent. She told her son that they could not afford to have even one cow eating grass, but yielding nothing in return, giving nothing in return. The boy knew how obstinate his mother could be once her mind was made up. He argued with her for as long as he dared, but when his mother told him to be quiet, he had no choice but to submit to her will. So the mother, right, wanted to give the silver cow to the butcher because it wasn't making milk anymore. And the butcher, right, is somebody who kills the cow and will turn it into meat for others to eat. So Hugh really did not want this to happen, but he couldn't argue anymore with his mother. The next morning, as he trudged up the mountain, Hugh could think of nothing but the beautiful silver cow that was going to be sold to the butcher. The music he played on his harp that day became more and more melancholy. So when he was really happy, his music was beautiful, but now that he's sad, his music is very sad. Finally, his eyes filled with tears, and he could play his harp no more. Hugh stood up and he threw his cherished harp into the lake. At once, a strange thing happened. The 6 silver cows ran to the edge of the lake, and they plunged into the depths. They were never seen again. The cows, they followed the harp and jumped into the water. Soon, masses of silver water lilies began to grow. They grew all along the fringes of the lake where the silver cows had jumped in, and they still grow there today. Hugh's mother died long ago, and Hugh is now an old man. If you should meet him and tell him you don't believe his story, he will be happy to take you up the mountain and show you the beautiful silver water lilies. So the cows jumped in and became the water lilies. They're at the very fringes, the very edge of the water. So if you wanted to go up and touch them, it'd be very easy. Thank you for listening to this story about Hugh and the silver cows and how they became water lilies. If you would like the link that is related to this video, you can find it down in the description below.